2 with our brand new Oklahoma Joe's Bronco drum smoker. Another beautiful day in Riverport, Nova Scotia. It's nice and hot out, so standing by this thing even makes it hotter, but we're not going to complain. What we're going to do today is fish. We're going to do mackerel. We're not going to do a tremendous amount. We're only going to do 2 mackerels today just to give it a shot because I don't know what I'm doing, obviously. We'll see how it turns out. So we have our mackerel, these little guys. They're beginning of the season mackerel, so they're not so big, but they're very, they got a high fat content which could cause it to flame up, which I'm a little bit concerned about. We've brined them for an hour first, and I've put the meat hooks that came with the Oklahoma Joe's smoker in them. Now they're not the best for this, and I've had to make a jimmy rig with some toothpicks just to kind of keep it a little bit more stable, because I'm afraid that when they cook they're going to fall off, but we'll see. I saw a tutorial online where they were, they had fashioned better hooks, longer hooks with coat hangers actually, so maybe next time, but here we go. Keep your temperature down, way down, under 200. But it should, because it's fish and because we got a nice hot smoker enclosed kettle, it should be done in probably half an hour to 45 minutes. So what I've noticed right off the bat is that when you open up the kettle, the drum, obviously because of the rush of air, the fire or the coals get really hot and the fire flames come up, and the temperature increases dramatically. So when you close it back up again after we put the fish in, the temperature is going to spike. So this is where your dampers come to play. You basically just want to cut them off on both ends so that there's no more air kind of circulating through the drum, and that'll bring the temperature down. You watch the gauge just fall right down. So don't be afraid right off the bat if it spikes. I'm going to put them in now. Again, our trusty hanger tool that we got with the smoker. Grab the fish. I'm just going to hang him like so. It's also very important that the mackerel do not touch each other, so you got to give them a little bit of space. The reason for that is because as they start to smoke and cook, they'll actually open up and they can stick together, and then you'll get if they're touching each other, they could break, but also you get kind of an uncooked spot, it seems like. So for the sake of beauty, we're going to give them some space. Before I close this up, I want to apologize for the reaction of my DP there, aka my wife. There was a bee, and if there's a bee and my wife is around, she's going 100 miles an hour in the opposite direction. However, should mention, it wasn't actually a bee, it was a fly. Before I close this up, I'm going to talk about a little bit what I have in the drum today. No difference than yesterday. We have coal, and then we have apple wood. Why? Because that's what I bought, and I have 2 bags of it. I wanted to use it up before I buy a different flavor and try something else. The flames are really picking up now because it's open. It's been open for a while. Again, when I close it, it'll spike. The heat will spike the temperature, but then we'll control that with the dampers. Let's go ahead and close these puppies up. We had a bit of a problem. Another rookie mistake, I guess, but basically, because the drum was running really hot when we first put the fish in, I choked off both of the dampers. And what that does is basically choke the fire, and you can see the results right away. Like the dial will start to dial back quite quickly. And then when we got it to where the temperature was, I started opening them up again, but I think it was a little bit too late. That said, the coals are still ignited, but like the wood, which is the flavor component, kind of went out, so I had to relight a bit. What we use to light are Doritos, plain and simple. Why? Because they're super flammable and they hold a flame and burn for a really long time. We also threw a couple of cheesies in there because this was recommended by the kind lady at the general store, the Rose Bay General Store down the way. They also work really great to light your fire. So no more fire starter, no more paper, any of that stuff. Just grab a bag of Doritos or Cheetos, cheesies, and you're good to go. Got the fire started again now, so just going to monitor the temperature and off to the races. "40 minutes have gone by now, and we're going to open it up and check it out. Might be done, might need a little bit longer. We'll see when we check it, but what we're looking for here is the fish would have changed color to like an overall gold color, beautiful deep gold color. And if what happens typically with mackerel is that the part where you've cut it open, its belly basically will fold outward, sort of butterfly out. So let's take a look, and yeah, it smells good, that's for sure. Come on over. Come on over. Okay. Fish have been 45, 50 minutes now. Confident that they're done. I'm going to take a look. They're beautifully golden brown. Gold. Nice and firm. I can still see a lot of the fat dripping down here, so I'm confident that they're not too dry at this point. But, we're going to take them out. They're done, and we're going to let them cool. Take a look at that. See how the belly has opened up? This one. The other one out. Fish. There we go. Now we're going to let them cool, and then we're going to eat them. A thing of beauty. Moment of truth. I'm gonna taste it. Nothing fancy. I'm just gonna grab a chunk. As you can see, it's completely cooked all the way through. It's not dry at all. It's super moist. And, I gotta be careful for some bones. There's a big guy right there. Because we didn't fillet them. We just, cleaned them and then stuck them on the grill. So, let's give it a try. Oh, it's amazing. It's insane. Really. It's really, really good. So, 2 days, 2 completely different methods. Well, not different methods, but 2 different meats. We went from ribs yesterday to fish, mackerel today. And, both times turned out exceptionally well. Oklahoma Joe Bronco Smoker. Get one.